Hello everyone, today is the 22nd of November and this week we will have some interesting placements which I'm going to share with you. The first drawing, actually this is not even a drawing, it's just the chart. There will be some interesting stallions if you can take a look, but let's concentrate on what is happening around between 11 and 12 noon, 11 and maybe 1 o'clock noon, London time, European time, on the 23rd of November. What you see here is that the moon in Cancer, which is very, very strong in its own sign, is exactly opposite the Venus-Austria conjunction. Okay, let's take a look at this in a detail, because I mentioned this many, many times that after the Vela cataclysm, the feminine was dissected. They took the reproductive functions of the feminine and put them into the moon, okay, the mother archetype, and they took the joyful aspects of the feminine and put them into Venus, and Venus became the bad woman. Okay, in many sense, it's so interesting. If you take a look at for instance Shakespeare's Tempest, at the very end, it's a very interesting scene in which the gods and goddesses are talking, and you may remember that lovers are taken away, and Prosper is going to break his magic wand, so everything is restored. But there's a very interesting little conversation between the gods, goddesses, and someone was asking, okay, did you allow Venus to go there? And no, it's Juno who is supervising them. So even in Shakespeare's time, and actually even in Greek mythology, Venus was a negative archetype in many ways, someone who is not there for true committed relationships, but only for carnal love, and that was against true committed relationships. So that's quite interesting. But on the 23rd, the moon is opposite Venus. Of course, you can actually delineate this as a true opposition, and this is what we normally do. When we see this in a woman's chart, you can say that the moon represents motherhood, whereas Venus represents love. And this particular person may have some issues around who to choose as a spouse, who to choose as a partner, someone she really truly loves, or someone that she could accept as the father of her children. But the luminaries always illuminate as well. So you can actually look at this placement on the 23rd, while the moon is highlighting this conjunction, that it's actually giving you insight fully and completely what your needs are regarding either relating or money or like finances or relationships and love. Venus in the Capricorn is a very serious Venus. Okay, it's a structured, serious Venus who makes decisions based on reality. And Astrea, karma breaker, helps you either break old embedded karma regarding the issues surrounded by Venus, or simply just the idea that, okay, doesn't have to remain this way. It can be changed. It can be altered. So think about those placements. Then on the 25th, let me see what I have here. Yes, on the 26th, we have a karmic cage. What is a karmic cage? It is a T-square that is made up by the nodal axis and something at its apex, which provides two squares to the nodal axis. So it's a regular T-square, and I coined the term karmic cage maybe 20 years ago because this is a special T-square. T-squares are very difficult configurations because they give you relentless trouble and tension and it doesn't allow you to actually leave it at that, because squares are high impact aspects that give you daily problems, daily issues to resolve. Whereas if it happens to the karmic angles, then it will provide you with the tool to resolve the tension between what you already know, South Node, what you have brought in this incarnation, and the North Node, which is your chosen karmic or destiny task. It's always based on karma, because whatever you know, karma is what you know, what you have experienced. And there are two ways to deal with karma. Either you incorporate it and it becomes some kind of trait, some kind of usually special trait or talent, or you let it go and you just try to diminish it. Otherwise, it's going to poison you, and it's going to poison and make you sick. So that's why it is important to deal with it. And of course, we have chosen some sort of destiny for ourselves when we came into this incarnation, every one of us. And sooner or later, we should start doing it in some sort of analogous level. It can be done in many, many ways, many layers. And this is what the North Node is telling us all our lives, but usually it's in the second part of life that we actually encounter it. And on the 25th, the sun is highlighting the South Node, and the Mercury is giving you information about it. So you both have the illuminatory factor, but also the conscious, rational, step-by-step understanding of what I really have, South Node, and what I should do, North Node. Don't forget that the sun illuminates not just the conjunction here with the South Node, but also the opposition fully and completely. What is my task? What have I chosen? Soon the nodal axis will change signs. It's on January the 18th, and it's going to move into the Scorpio Taurus angle. And so the energy will be shifting. At the moment, you still have the Sagittarius Gemini angle, which means that you should concentrate on what you brought in as really high knowledge and what you need to do in everyday life. And the Trans-Pluto at its apex gives you the understanding of higher dimensions, channeling. So you can actually channel down whatever information you need. And those who have placements around first, second, third degree of the signs can utilize this best. And then on the 26th, the things that you saw on the 23rd full chart that I showed you the opposition is coming into brightness. Let's put it this way. Let me show you the full chart, some of the features on the 26th, and then we are going to dissect it today. So here you have a fourfold conjunction because Vesta is nearby, and so the Sun and Mercury, which are much faster, are actually closing in. Of course, the South Node is already moving out of the conjunction, but still the four things are kind of joined together. They are kind of melting together. So you will still have the opportunity to understand what you brought in, Mercury, understand it consciously. It is highlighted by the sun, so it is actually making it positively sure that you understand it properly. And Vesta, the focusing principle, helps you to focus on the issues and concentrate on these issues without actually taking into consideration anything else. You still have the Venus Astrea conjunction in Capricorn. It's separating because Venus is much faster than Astrea, but it's still there and you can still utilize it. If you have serious issues around relating, creating harmony, or money issues, then this is what you need to do. This is what you should actually utilize at this moment. The Chiron asteroid conjunction is still very tight, although now Lilith is moving forward. Chiron is still still retrograding, so it's a separating conjunction, but still very, very tight. And then you have this very interesting four-fold energy pattern here at the end of Taurus and the beginning of Gemini. You do have the North Node here. The dark moon Lilith is conjunct Ceres. Today, I mean on the 26th, and it's moving away quite fast. And in the upcoming weeks, you will have the potential to understand whatever you really chose as a task, as a destiny task, because sadhana, which is creations through dissection, will be conjuncted sometime next year. But it's an applying conjunction, so you will have to have the opportunity to understand whatever you need to do. So this is the 26th. But what I really would like to show you is it's not even a configuration proper, but an energy pattern, because I finally learned how to talk and how to choose my drawings. Here it is. It's still the 26th. It's really the Saturn Chiron sextile that is going to be exact to the minute on the 26th. You see the Saturn-Uranus square, which is applying. Actually, it's still quite wide to my taste because it's around 4 degrees. So it's becoming exact in the upcoming weeks. Saturn is now direct. Uranus is still retrograde. The Saturn-Uranus square was this year's main astrological bird aspect, and it means the state that the bird is in at the moment. Saturn is trying to keep rigid power structures and the structures of the world as it is, but of course Uranus is trying to roll everything up. Uranus in Taurus is blowing up our harmony anyway, and our monetary situation, financial situation, and it's also ruling Saturn, so it's going to be the strongest, hopefully, and it will do away with this whole nonsense that's happening in the world. It's really interesting. And of course, it also shows the riots that are happening throughout Europe against the lockdowns and the very severe instructions that are being given to people. Just to let you know, I'm not going to talk about COVID as such. I'm not going to talk about the virus. I'm not going to talk about deaths and all kinds of illnesses. The virus is real, so it's stupid not to acknowledge that it's real. Yes, it was man-made. Also, it's stupid not to acknowledge that it was man-made. Whether or not it is really exceptionally dangerous, so that whole world needs to be locked down, I have my doubts about this. In Hungary, there was a flu epidemic in 1962. Hungary at that point had about 10 million, maybe 10.5 million inhabitants. And out of those 10.5 million, 2 million got the virus. And out of those 2 million, 200,000 died. 200,000 within months. At the moment, Hungary has 9.5 million population, and about a million, around 900,000 got the virus, and about 30,000 died. My heart goes out for those who died. My heart goes out for those who got permanently sick and have to live with with damaged lungs and everything else. But still, numbers are stubborn things. Think about those. Anyhow, having said that, this is exactly on the 26th. This is exactly what you can do. You can actually think of the stuff because you have Pallas Athena. Pallas Athena, the wise girl, is actually making another sextile to Uranus. So you have two sextiles here, dissolving this square. And Pallas Athena and the Chiron Lilith conjunction are in semi-sextile. So that's kind of the top of this crooked little thing that I can't even call a proper sextile, because if this had the semi-sextiles between Saturn, Pallas Athena, and or Chiron, Lilith, and Uranus, which we kind of, I think, going to have sooner or later, then you might have this little tiny trapeze. But in this way, it's not really a trapeze. And what's interesting, dark moon lilith, which is it's a very fast moving thing. It moves about 3 to 4 degrees a day, is making a trine, a flying trine to Saturn. And dark moon lilith is the third installment, no, the second installment of the Lilith Myths, the second turning point of the Lilith Myths, signifying that the act that, okay, I know the truth and I'm turning my back and leaving, and I don't care what I'm leaving behind. I don't care what's happening, but I'm just taking a ride, so to speak, and I don't care even if you put a curse on me. So we will have some interesting energy patterns this week. Use it in good health. Take care of yourself. Eat a lot of honey and lemon, and eat well, and